Hey everyone, I'm Ben from the YMCA of Greater Boston, and we're here today to practice mindful yoga. So I'd like to begin with a poem today. When I came out of my home this morning, I got to see the apple blossoms that are just starting to form in the apple tree in front of our home, and it reminded me of this poem that I wrote a while back called Freedom is Not Free. So I'd like to share this with you now. It goes like this. Let us speak this day of freedom. The apple blossom buds are not free to remain closed in spring, but we are free to appreciate their beauty or avert our eyes. The waterfall is not free to hold back the advancing flow, but we are free to come to the edge of the unknown and go on or retreat. The wolf is not free to silence its howls on a moonlit night, but we are free to speak what we truly know or mute the voice of our soul. When we attempt to change a worn, weary, and destructive habit, we hear storm clouds rumbling and stand shaken amid the thunder. But if we deeply listen, we will hear the heart's drumbeat beckoning us to become free. So to gain the freedom in our bodies that results from exercise and yoga requires effort, it requires discipline. It's not free. And similarly, to become free emotionally, intellectually, requires effort and discipline. So, speaking of exercise, let's move down onto our backs and begin to explore movement, some warm-up exercises. As we begin, we just relax with the feet flat, the arms at the sides, and remember throughout the practice to take good care of your body. Modify any of my instructions to keep yourself safe. Enjoy your practice. So begin by pressing into the feet and lifting your buttocks, lifting your lower back, your mid back, your upper back. Breathe in as you lift, and then lower down. Again, inhale, press into the feet, lift. Exhale, come on back down. Once more, inhale, lift. Now can you take that right leg, extend it straight up toward the sky, point through the toes, lengthen. Now slowly lower that straight leg down, feeling the work in that left leg as you bring the heel to the mat and then slide the foot back alongside the other foot, other side, left leg. Extends straight up, point through the toes. Now lower that straight leg down, all the way down, and slide the foot back alongside the other foot. Inhale, lift one last time, and lower down. Good. And just relax here. Now open your arms out away from your sides. Draw your knees in toward your chest. Extend your legs up toward the sky. Open your legs wide apart. Turn your palms to face up. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, arms and legs cross. As you breathe in, arms and legs sweep back wide apart. Exhale, arms and legs cross. Rotate the arms each time. Palms turn in when they cross. Palms turn out to the sides when the arms open. Inhale, open. Exhale, cross. See if you can go a little bit faster. Just getting those big muscle movements to warm the muscles and lubricate those joints. Good. And release. Place the feet back down. Extend your legs out along your mat and just relax here. Good. Now draw the knees back into the chest. And we'll move into spinal rocking. So options are side to side, That's the gentle version. Or a little more stimulating for your back, rock forward and back. So see what feels good in your body. And then find your way up to sitting, either rocking over to one side or rocking forward and up. And place your soles of your feet together. And take your hands and slide them under your ankles. And just crawl your fingers forward. Let your upper body ease forward. Maybe you press the forearms up against your calves and draw your upper body a little closer. Notice what's restricting you. Always bringing attention back to bodily sensation. Finding that delicious depth without strain. So come on back up. And now holding onto your ankles or your shins and press your belly and chest forward. Look up. Take a big breath. And exhale, relax. Now, slide the hands under. And then come back into a back bend. Let's see if we can do this in rhythm with the breath. Inhale, back bend. And exhale, come forward. Hands under the ankles. Inhale, back bend. And exhale, forward bend. Once more. We'll hold the back bend for an extra breath. Good. And then neutral spine. So sitting upright, take one hand over to the opposite knee, and then place the other hand back behind you, and press that hand, the fingertips, the palm, the fist, into the mat behind you. Let that pressing help to grow tall, to elongate your spine. And gently twist by pulling on the knee. Good. Other side. Sweep it around. Hand behind you. Press that hand into the mat behind you. Pull gently on that knee. And let that twist find its natural depth. Good. Now inhale, come around to the other side. Look behind. Now we'll come in rhythm with the move in rhythm with the breath. Exhale to center and inhale to the other side. Exhale to center. Inhale behind, twist. Exhale. Inhale and exhale and inhale. Last one. Good. Come back to center. Now let's shift right around onto all fours. So coming into position on hands and knees. Now you'll take that right leg and extend it back behind you. Lift that leg so that it's approximately parallel to the floor. Take the left arm, reach it straight out in front. And now see if you can circle the arm and the leg. You're going to keep them straight. So you're circling at the hip joint and the shoulder joint, knee and wrist, ankle and elbow, perfectly still. Reverse direction. And release. Place the hand and knee right back down. Switch. Let's see if we can coordinate the same movement pattern on the other side. Extend the leg back, the opposite arm forward. And now just circling from the hip and shoulder. And the other way. Good. And then bring hand and knee back down. Curl the toes under. Let's move right up into downward facing dog. So curl toes under. Come on up onto the balls of the feet. Walk your downward dog in place by pressing one heel and then the other. Both heels press. Lift the tailbone toward the sky. Press the chest down toward the mat. How about a single leg downward dog? Lifting one leg and bring it down. Lifting the other leg
and bring it down. Now walk your feet in toward the middle of your mat. Walk your hands back toward your feet and relax in the forward fold. So the knees don't have to be perfectly straight. You can keep a micro bend in your knees and sway gently from side to side. And then back to center. And now pressing into your feet and roll your body up to standing upright. Lift your shoulders up, roll them back, relax them down. And now taking your weight over one foot, lift the other foot. Now you're focusing your gaze on a spot. See if you can circle the ankle of that foot and then take the wrist of the opposite side arm and circle that as well. So ankle and wrist. Then can you add movement? Just touch down if you start to lose your balance. Focus your gaze on a spot. Add movement in the knee and the elbow. Now the circles will get bigger as you include the shoulder and the hip. Again, just touch down if you start to lose your balance. This is a coordination challenge. And now we're going to reverse direction all those joints. Hip, knee, and ankle, shoulder, elbow, and wrist, all circling together. Now, here's the challenge where we try to bring stillness to shoulder and hip. And just keep the movement happening in the wrist and elbow, ankle and knee. Now, the arm and legs straighten, and it's back to just wrist and ankle. Good. Place the foot down. And of course, the same sequence on the other side. So take the weight onto that other foot. With the opposite leg, begin to circle just the ankle. And the opposite side arm, the wrist circles along with the ankle. Focus your gaze. Now add knee and elbow, keeping hip and shoulder steady. Add hip and shoulder, big circles. More challenge would be to make the circles even bigger. Reverse direction, big circles, all joints involved, the other direction. Okay, let's bring shoulder and hip to stillness. Knee and ankle, elbow and wrist. And now, arm and leg straight, just wrist and ankle. Good, and then place the foot down alongside the other foot. Sweep your arms up overhead as though you were climbing a rope, arm over arm, just reach. Gaze up toward the sky. Stretching each side with each reach. And then float your arms back to your sides. Relax your arms at your sides. Bend the knees on the down sweep each time. That'll help keep your back safe. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale back up. Exhale. Inhale and exhale. You're just falling into that forward sweep. You might breathe through the mouth on the down sweep because you don't have a lot of time to release all that air. Breathe in through the nose. One more time. Hold the arms up overhead and float your arms back to your sides. Okay, with your feet about hip distance apart, just lift shoulders up. Roll shoulders back, relax them down. Float your arms out, up overhead. And now palms touch. Interlace your fingers and point your index fingers. Pads of the fingers pressing against one another as you form that steeple. And then arch over to one side and reach the lower hand away. Feel how it pulls and stretches that upper arm. And come into crescent moon on the other side, arching to opposite side. You can press that hip out to the side. You can reach that lower hand away. Feel how it pulls and stretches that whole side of body. And back up to vertical. Float your arms out. Now place your hands against your lower back, just supporting your lumbar spine, your sacral spine, your buttocks. As you press your hips forward, arch back, reach the crown of your head back, and come into a back bend, a supported back bend. Elongate the spine. Good. And then back to vertical. Float your arms up. Let's hinge forward. Pause when your back is parallel to the floor. And then lower your arms. Just let your arms hang here. Relax for a moment. Bend your knees. And now with your bent knees, your thighs form a little shelf, and you can rest your elbows there on that shelf. And then take your hands behind your calves or your ankles. Try to work your elbows toward the backs of your knees. Now you can just rest here. If you want to take it deeper, pull on the ankles, the calves. Draw the upper body closer. Release. Pressing into your feet. Roll your body up to standing straight. Float your arms up overhead. Palms touch. Now the other little finger in front. So you clasp the fingers the non-habitual way. Point your index fingers, arch to one side. And now take that outside leg, step it out. Keep the toes touching, or if you can, lift and balance. Now if you're pretty stable balancing, see if you can circle all the joints, kind of like what we did earlier, where the ankle and the knee and the hip, all circling around, reversing direction. As touch down as needed. And place your foot down. Good. Other side, arching. And then stepping that outside foot out, toes can touch. You can stay right here or lift the foot. Balance. That may be quite enough of a challenge for you. But if you are stable and you want a little more challenge, circle the ankle. Add the knee and hip as well. We just take the practice in stages and find the level, the stage that our body can handle. And place the foot flat. Bring your hands back in front of your chest. Inhale your arms straight up overhead. Exhale, float your arms out to the sides and down. Relax. Just take a few moments to see if your body wants to move in any complementary way, any natural, integrating movement. And then find your way to the top of your mat. Feet about hip distance apart. And we'll move through a sequence of warrior poses. Call this the 7 warrior salute. 7 warrior poses, all linked together. Feet rooted to the earth. Shoulders up, back, and down. And now step that left foot back, big step. Now that left foot is perpendicular to the right foot. The right knee comes over the right ankle. The arms come up so that they're parallel to the floor. And then you gaze out over that right hand. And breathe. Now we'll move into reverse warrior. Bring that left hand down onto the back of the left leg. Lift the right arm up to vertical, maybe even a little past vertical. Create a slight back bend in reverse warrior. Arms back, parallel to the floor. Now bend the right elbow. Place the elbow or forearm on that right thigh. Take the left arm up. Now you're aiming for a line from the arm down the side and down the leg, reaching out through the fingertips. Warrior angle. Now we'll move into revolved warrior. Palms together. You're going to slide your hands across that right thigh and rest the left forearm or elbow on that right thigh. Turn your head to the right. Maybe you can even get the elbow to the outside of the thigh, or near the outside of the thigh, and point that right elbow toward the sky. Revolved warrior angle. Slide your hands back up your leg. Now you're going to take that back foot and just adjust it slightly so that when you face front to the top of your mat, both feet are grounded and you feel stable and grounded. We'll move into the front-facing warrior. Arms up overhead. And just hold here for a moment. And now we'll flow right into humble warrior. Bring your hands behind. Interlace your fingers. Press your interlaced hands down. Squeeze the shoulders back. Take a breath in. Now keeping that right knee over the ankle if you can. Hinge forward. Belly and chest toward the thigh. Lift the arms away from your back. Toward the ceiling. And come on back up. Good. Arms at your sides. Now open the arms out to the sides. Hinge forward. Back foot comes partway forward. Now that front knee comes to not quite straight. Keep a micro bend in the front knee as you balance on that right leg. In balancing warrior. And place the foot down alongside the other foot. And just relax here. Take a nice deep breath in. Lift the shoulders up. Roll them back. Relax them down. And just hang out here for a moment, relaxing your body. And stepping that right foot way back. Bring that back foot perpendicular to the front foot, the left knee right above the ankle. Nice, tall stance. Arms come up. Right arm back, left arm forward. From side warrior to reverse warrior, right hand on the back of that right thigh, left arm moving toward the sky, arching back. Both feet rooted to the earth. And then back to side warrior and continue right onto warrior angle. Left forearm resting on that thigh. That right arm reach away, aiming for an approximate line from the right foot, up the leg, up the side, up the arm, out the fingertips. And palm to palm, slide the hands across. So that right forearm rests on the left thigh. You can hang out here, or maybe the elbow comes all the way to the thigh, or even to the outside of the thigh. Might be able to point the left elbow toward the sky. Breathe. Looking toward the left. Maybe even up past the elbow. Slide your hands back up the thigh. Ground both feet so that you can face front. Sweep arms up overhead and hold. Front facing warrior. Just hold here. Breathe. Humble warrior. Arms come down. Other little finger in front. So you clasp the hands the non-habitual way. Press the interlaced hands down. Squeeze the shoulders back. Take a breath in. Left knee over the ankle and hinge forward, lifting the arms away from your back toward the sky, belly and chest toward the thigh. Just find the depth that feels good in your body. and ease. Back up. And now you'll nearly straighten that front leg. Keep a micro bend in the knee. Float the arms out to the sides. Hinge forward. Back foot partway forward. Lift back leg. Balance. Balancing warrior. And set the foot down alongside the other foot. And just relax for a moment. Shoulders up and back and down. And sweep arms up overhead. Palms touch, hands in front of your chest. Inhale your arms up overhead. Exhale, take a graceful swan dive into the deep fold and walk your feet back. And come into your downward dog. Heels pressed toward the mat, tailbone toward the sky. Where can you relax in downward dog? Establish the structure, the frame of the pose. Use the effort necessary, and then scan your body and see where you can relax. For example, if you're holding tension in your face, let it go. Facial muscles aren't supporting this posture. And release. Knees come down. Bring your thighs down. Your buttocks, your belly, your chin, your arms to your sides. Let's come into a downward facing boat. Press your pelvis down, lift your head, lift your chest, lift your arms, lift your legs. Now, a little variation in the downward boat. Can you open your arms and legs apart? And then bring them a little closer together. Hands to your sides, feet together. Inhale, open. Exhale together. Good. Now inhale, lift arms and legs a little higher. Exhale, come back to where you were. Once more, inhale, lift everything. And release. Chin comes back down. Maybe you turn one side of your face to the mat. That would feel good. And just rest. Elbows under your chest. Walk your elbows back. Sitting back towards your heels. Arms extended. Just sitting back as far as you're comfortable. There's no strain in the knees, the hips, arms or shoulders. Adjust for ease and comfort in child pose. And then back to tabletop. Sit to one side. And we'll move into our upward boat. Like the downward boat, it strengthens the core muscles. The upward boat strengthens the front core muscles, the abs, the hip flexors. Hands behind, feet flat. Let's lift your feet. Can you extend the arms out over the legs? Now, can you extend the legs? Starting to feel the work, hips, belly. Now, as we did in the downward boat, can we open the boat? Arms and legs wide, arms and legs together, and open, and in, and one more, and in. Now, can you widen the angle? Bring the legs a little closer to the floor, the back a little closer, and release. Good. Coming right down onto your back, your head resting on your mat. Your arms sweep away from your sides. Your feet are flat and feet are close together. Let's drop the knees to one side and the head to the other side. And then the head and the knees come up. And let's drop the knees, the opposite side, and the head to the other side. And then the head and the knees come back up. Draw the knees into the chest. Wrap the arms underneath the knees.
Gentle spinal rocking before relaxation. Now, can you take hold of the tops of the knees and just open the knees wide apart? Feel the opening through the inner thighs. And the knees back together. Feet flat. Legs extend out along the mat. Arms at your sides. Relaxation. Shavasana is the Sanskrit word for deep yoga rest. And it's fine if you keep the feet flat. You can adjust your position for your comfort. But take a deep breath and let it go. And relax your feet, your calves. Say to yourself silently, I relax my feet and calves. Feel the knees and thighs, and say to yourself, I relax my knees and thighs. Feel your buttocks and your belly. Bring your awareness to the sensation there at the core, the center of your body, and say to yourself silently, I relax my buttocks and belly. Feel your back and chest. I relax my back, my chest. Feel those arms. Let the arms be heavy. I relax my arms. Feel your face, your head soften around the eyes and forehead, the nose, cheeks, the mouth and jaw as you say, I relax my head and face. I relax my entire body. Now you are welcome to remain here in relaxation. You could pause the video or simply let it run out as you remain here, resting on your back longer. Or join me as we gradually return to sitting and practice a brief meditation. So moving your fingers and your toes, a little stretch, a larger movement, a deeper stretch, and bend your knees, roll to one side. Resting on your side for a moment, and then finding your way back to a sitting position, right back to where we began our practice. Just get comfortable here in the seated position. And now I'll guide you in a brief meditation, but here again, you may want to stay in this meditation for a longer period of time. A simple breath meditation where we focus on the sensation of the breath as it flows through the nostrils. So you bring your awareness to your nose, your nostrils, and particularly you notice the sensation of breath as it flows in and flows out. And if your mind wanders, that's fine. That's the nature of the mind. You simply bring your awareness back to the feel of the breath in the nostrils. This is mind training. It's shown that when we meditate, we improve our ability to focus, to remain concentrated on whatever it is that we're doing in our lives. So just rest the mind upon the awareness of the breath in the nostrils. It wanders off. Oops. Time to gently bring the mind back to the awareness of the breath. And that may happen dozens of times in your practice. It's just part of the practice of training the mind in meditation. So it's typical to meditate for 10 or 15 or 20 minutes. So perhaps you will remain sitting and meditating for a while if you like. Or you can complete the practice now with me by taking a nice deep breath and letting it go. Thank you so much for joining me today. Bring your hands to your heart. Namaste.